Hello everyone, it's AmyR's with Prairie Paper and Ink, and I am starting off the first video in my 2016 Valentine card series. It's been forever since I've done a series, so I thought let's jump right into it and do Valentine's. And for the first Valentine card, totally non-traditional, no pinks, no reds, not even close. But I still thought it works as a Valentine's card, for me anyway. The colors are actually for this week's Color Throwdown Challenge, which the link will be in my blog post to that, which the link to that will be in the description box below the video. And the challenge was to use orange, aqua, and light gray. And so I pulled out, this is the Bare Necessities die set from Simon Says, and the Coordinating Bare Necessities stamp set, which is beyond adorable. I've had it for quite some time now and haven't had a chance to use it. I've been wanting to, and I thought it'd be perfect for Valentine's cards. So I die cut the little suit from the Orange Fizz cardstock. This is from MFT, and then stamped the little button image. Honestly, when I first got the set, I had no idea what that was. At first, I was like, is this some weird sort of balloon? Like, I did not understand what it was until I'd seen someone use it on this die cut. And I was like, oh, then the light bulb went off. It's like, okay, I get it. So anyway, stamped that. And then I only needed the bear's face for the rest of it. I didn't need the whole bear. So I just stamped on a scrap cardstock and pulled out my neglected Copic markers that I haven't used forever and discovered my W3 was basically bone dry, which isn't bad considering I've had my Copics for a good, close to 10 years now. And I've never had any dry out other than one other marker. This is the second one I've ever had actually dry out. So I refilled it off camera because I wanted to use it. And then I was good to go again. So I literally only used a little bit of W5, some W3, and W1, just to give them a little bit of kind of definition and also to keep with the whole kind of color theme, because I tend to just stick with, whatever I'm working with. So I could have done, brown or whatever if I'd wanted to, but I was like, the grays they're going to work. Plus it was simple. So nothing fancy, honestly, no fancy blending techniques, nothing, just because you're just seeing that little tiny bit of his face. So I kept it really simple. So I just trimmed it out with scissors. Again, didn't bother doing too fancy of a job because you're just not going to see it. I thought for a second about popping the face, like the suit over the face with some dimensionals to give it that bit of extra dimension, but decided to forego that and not get too overly complicated with it. So I just adhered the little suit over the face with some Tombow Mono Multi and just kind of gave me some wiggle room there to adjust it and make sure I get it adhered the way I want it. And then the little card panel I'm using is about 3 1/4 by 4 5/8. Yes. Just trying to remember the measurements as I rarely write everything down anymore. So, anywho, I wanted some form of background for this little guy. So I pulled out the Distressed Patterns stamp set. This is from MFT. And I absolutely love this set. I didn't think I would when I first saw it. And then once I started using it, it's like I want to add the splatters to all the things all the time. This appeals to my OCD in ridiculous ways. It gives you the distress splatter look with all of the control. So loads of fun. So I inked up several of the different images in the set with Summer Splash ink from MFT and just kind of stamped them so that they'd be behind this little bear image. And then there's a long sort of stripy stamp in the set. And this time I inked up this one with MFT's Grout Gray ink and stamped it along the two edges just to kind of ground this little bear. And these ink pads, these are the original MFT dye ink pads. So depending on what time or what year you end up watching this video, they have since changed. They're no longer this color box style, or they're as I'm filming this and voicing over this, they are transitioning from the color box style to the new dye ink pad style, which is the same as Hero Arts and Simon Says Stamp. I've mentioned it in other videos. I haven't really done anything specific, but I have both styles and they're both great. So just thought I'd mention that though, in case anyone notices the difference and wanted to ask. So yeah, anywho. I wanted to die cut some cardstock for one of the sentiments I'm using, and one of these little dies in the Blueprints 10 Dynamics from MFT was the perfect size. So I die cut some Grout Gray cardstock with that. And then I'm using a stamp from the Best Hugs stamp set, which I actually just showed in a haul video. For once, I'm a little bit on the ball. This is a new set or new to me set that I got quite recently. And I'm using it. Same with this die. So I stamped the sentiment with black licorice hybrid ink. And then I die cut the sentiment with from some Summer Splash cardstock. This is the Scripty Big Hugs dies. I cannot talk today. From Simon Says as well. So I die cut that from Summer Splash cardstock. And then I'm adhering the first part of the sentiment just flat to the little card panel here, making sure to kind of line things up on my grid mat so that I get things adhered straight. And then the bear decided to pop him up with dimensionals rather than just the image or the suit over the face like I had mentioned earlier. Thought I would just pop up the whole thing with a few little dimensionals from my stash. So got those adhered and peeled off the backing, and then got him popped onto this little card panel here. And then I'm going to adhere the die cut Big Hugs over top of his suit. And easiest way to do that, especially with a sentiment like this that is really, tiny little areas and stuff, is to use my Ranger Multi-Medium Matte. And I have this fine tip applicator, and I've shown this in a couple videos, and I will link to these in with the supplies, like the adhesive and the applicator, because it's a separate purchase. Game changer, people. Seriously. I don't hate finicky little die cuts anymore. They were such a pain to use before, just to get adhesive on, they were so finicky. And with that adhesive and that specific applicator, it just makes it so much easier. Like, I can just squeeze out the adhesive, apply it, and I'm good to go. Like, I don't have to use little applicators if I don't want to. I can just do my thing, slap down the die cut, and I'm good to go. So love, love, love it. Love this adhesive more than anything. I wish I'd had it years ago. Why I waited so long to get it, I do not know. It is just so awesome. So I use it for pretty much all my die cut adhering, especially ones like this. And then, yeah, I added a tiny little dot there right onto the suit. And then I just picked up the dot of the eye with my finger and was able to get it in place. So did that. And then finally, I wanted to add a little bit of orange stamping to the background. And there was these little hearts that are in this same Best Hugs stamp set. So I grabbed those and stamped them with the same color of ink as the suit, which is orange fizz ink from MFT. And then there's a little outline heart, and sorry, my head totally gets in the way here, that I inked up with the same black licorice hybrid ink just to add a little extra something something. And then finally, because I couldn't leave well enough alone, I had to add some enamel dots, because that's just, I have an insane collection of them and want to add those to all the things as well. So it's either that or sequins, yeah, sometimes both, it just depends. But I had a shade of gray ones that were very close to the Grout Gray, and then I had some Doodlebug ones that were very close to the Summer Splash color and the orange fizz color. And now I'm reminding myself I actually need to order some more orange ones. I think they're Tangerine by Doodlebug. Yes, Tangerine assortment, because I'm almost out of that specific shade of orange, because it matches MFT's orange fizz color perfectly. So I added just 3 little enamel dots just as the final little something something. And then the card base itself is a 4-bar sized note card. So it's 3.5 inches by 9 3/4. And then I score it at 4 7/8 inches with my trusty Teflon bone folder. Another game changer, folks. A lot of you have been telling me you guys have been ordering it since I've been forcing you all to love it. And it's so worth it. So scored it, got my little card base, and then I've got it opened up to the inside because I wanted to finish off the inside, and I just had some ideas kind of rolling in my head. So I grabbed the bear image again. This time I'm going to ink up the whole body, but only in Grout Gray ink. So ink him up and stamp him onto the inside of the card. And I've had people ask me when I do a lot of stamping or adding of things to the inside of the card, sometimes I keep it simple and stamp just the sentiment. Other times I do things like this and stamp an entire scene on the inside of the card. It just kind of depends on my mood. They ask what I do when I write to the recipient. And honestly, I'll just write right over it. You know, if it's going to be a short and sweet little message, I'll write around it, you know, on the top, the bottom, the sides, whatever. But if I want to write like a small letter to that person, I will write right over the image. Just, you can still kind of see it through the writing. I only do all this damage just as something a little cute because, you know, you open the card and it just gives it that little extra something. So, and I have no problem just writing over it. So I stamped the bear, and then the sentiment is again from the Best Hugs stamp set, and I stamped the 2 parts of it with the black licorice ink, and then some more splatters with the Summer Splash ink. And then I decided to add 3 little hearts right by the word kisses with the orange fizz ink. And then finally, to just kind of finish it off, I grabbed that little stripy stamp and inked it up again with the same grout gray ink, just kind of tie it all together, and then just stamp that just along the bottom of the inside of the card, and that finished off the inside of the card. And once I'm done that, the little front panel I had applied my Scotch foam tape to, the Precious as it's known. I love this stuff, I really do. So 3 strips of that onto the card front, and then I'm going to adhere that to the base, and that is all there is to it. So if you're interested in any of the supplies or info about the Color Throwdown Challenge, anything like that, check out the links directly below the video in the description box. There'll be a link to my blog post, there'll be links to the supplies used, all that info will be there. And thank you guys so much for watching and thumbs upping and commenting on my videos. I really appreciate the support and I love interacting with you guys. And I will see you all very, very soon in another video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.